Okay, I'm going to get you talking and then I will later get the B-roll.
Okay. So here we're in the forest and there's a bit of a light gap, some light coming in from behind us. And here you have these heliconias that are growing thanks to a little bit of extra light. They don't need too much light, but they cannot grow in the deep gloom of closed forest. They attract a lot of hummingbirds, and there are specific hummingbirds that pollinate these heliconia. There are only maybe out of 50 species of hummingbird in Panama, maybe 8 are able to pollinate these heliconia and are able to get the reward, which is they get nectar out of the heliconia, but the shape of the flower is such that only certain hummingbirds are able to take advantage of that reward. And also an interesting thing is that many hummingbirds certainly feed on many species of plants, or at least on several. These heliconia will put the pollen of the hummingbird on the hummingbird in a specific location, like on the forehead or behind, underneath its neck. And when the hummingbird is pollinating another plant, the pollen will not go into that plant. But when the hummingbird is pollinating this heliconia, it will collect that pollen in its forehead, and only when it goes to one of the same heliconia will that pollen be then captured by the other heliconia. So heliconia is another species of hummingbird pollinated plants, kind of apportion the real estate of the hummingbird's body in order to choose a specific location where they move their pollen, and that way they won't lose the pollen to another plant which is not the intended recipient. Did that make sense, the way I explained it?
Okay.
See, this is called a bract. This red thing is called a bract, and then the actual flower is this yellow thing. And so that's where the hummingbird comes to feed. But the bract, the red in the flower, garishly advertises to the hummingbirds around that here's some food. You really need to make a lot of noise, I mean in visual terms, to attract the hummingbirds, because sometimes there are few plants in a large patch of forest, and with so many species and so few plants of the same species, you have to make sure that you're noticed in order to get pollinated. That's a lot of the reason why rainforest plants can tend to have, or you have so many rainforest plants with extraordinarily garish displays. They are loud. They have to be, because they're surrounded by so many other different species of plants that in order to activate or to get their pollinator to notice them, they have to do a big splash. They have to really call attention to themselves. If there were only a handful of species, then when this one would bloom, it would overwhelm the senses. But as it is, this lone plant has to compete with all this other greenery around it. We have a different species of heliconia. Very conscious line. See that funny fly? It's kind of like a cross between a fly and a butterfly.
Say that again.
It's
Wait a second. Let me get it. Tell me what it is.
well, it's kind of like a cross between a fly and a butterfly, but it's clearly related to the fly family, the Diptera. It has these lazy wings. Let me try to put it in backlight.
Oh no, I got a great picture of it. Oh yeah. I got a great picture of it.
Okay, good. This plant is a distant relative of ginger, but it's a different family. It's called the Costacea family. There are many in this part of tropical America, but I don't know where they reach their biggest level of diversity. I think that that lower Mesoamerica is where they reach their biggest center of diversity, but I'm not sure.
Could you pull it down again?
Oh, sure. Now there's something